you action figure enthusiasts out there. JC here, and welcome to a special Friday edition of TNInews Live. And for today, I've got a special guest, Big Nerdy from Nerdzoic. He's going to be coming on here in just a minute. We're going to talk about his thoughts on Toy Fair reveals. He got to go this month or this year as a retailer, so something I've never done. I always wonder if they get to see things that we don't. So we'll talk to him about that. We also have the Zolocon convention coming up this weekend in Pennsylvania. So I think both of us are going to try and check that out this weekend. So we'll talk a little bit about that and just all the latest action figure news since I last talked to you guys last week. So without further ado, let me bring in Big Nerdy. Welcome.
Hello, welcome from my super fancy warehouse space with my unique art on the wall from my child.
Oh, very nice. You should like set that whole make that whole area. Well, that's your kind of
Well,
rest
wait
area.
for it. So the area that is almost blank, I have it's called I think a step and repeat banner being made for the entire back wall, so I can record against it. It's just like a logo thing, so I have it here. Because it's either that or put it against the emergency exit, but that makes OSHA mad.
Yeah, just do a little recording studio live from your store.
That's the plan. If I ever get to that level of having that kind of time again, I really look forward to it.
Yeah. Downside of being a small business is you're usually doing everything. So
yeah, I think the biggest problem with us is there's so much in this industry. So much of it's like tribal knowledge. You either know it because you're in it or you don't. And it's just so hard / impossible to teach people the insides and outs of like, oh, well, why is this happening? Because Hasbro, like they know it or they don't.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've been in the new location for what, how many months now?
I think we're at like 6 months. It's been a good bit.
So, like, how's it going? How's it differ from running it out of your house?
Well, it's nice to go to work each day. I know a lot of people who work from home will say that that's crazy, but I was so sick of working from home. I never liked it. I don't do well in that environment. Even now, like I'll come in here on the weekends to do computer work because I'm just used to doing work here now. But it has been such a blow up in sales. Like it's gotten so much busier, and I don't know how much of it's just throughput because like before we had to work a lot harder to push 100 or 200 orders out a day than we do now, just because of setup and convenience. So it's been really nice. Now we're starting to move into other stuff, and that's really opening eyes and opening doors. Like we just got our first Games Workshop products in yesterday. Our employees just built the big shelving units for it today, so that's going to be big for us, I hope. And then all the trading card games, we're going all in on the toys industry. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, I mean, if you can really get a foothold on the trading card aspect, which by that I mean you can actually get those companies to send you the product that people want.
Yeah.
Then I mean that should be a nice. So all your eggs aren't necessarily in one basket type of deal.
And that's the whole idea. It's funny because what Games Workshop, when I did my onboarding call with them, they're like, "What's your number one reason for wanting to carry our product?" And I said, "Diversification. I'm scared. I'm scared of tariffs, and you guys make your stuff in England, and you're not tariffed as bad." So here we go.
Not yet.
Well, we cannot do tariffs based on moods anymore. So that's a big improvement.
We'll see.
Yeah. Listen, I have faith in the courts.
All right, well let's do a quick roll call, see who's here, and then we'll delve into some news and then get your thoughts on things that you saw at Toy Fair. But we got good old Austin is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Zim is here as well. Got the 2017 San Diego Comic-Con Revolution set for his birthday. Happy birthday. I assume that was fairly recent, so happy belated birthday for you. and really like the ROM and lyric figures. I don't know if I said that right, but sounds like you had a good birthday, my friend. John from Ireland, always joining us from Ireland. Good to see you, my friend. And then we also have John here in the United States. Good to see you. Quinn's Comics, another regular here, who apparently has done some business with you, Big Nerdy.
Oh yeah,
Says always wishing us a terrific day, and recently got his order from Nerdzoic. Very happy with it. Thank you,
good.
Matt and Anna. For those who not know, Anna is Matt's wife and co-worker. For all you do, Excelsior.
Thank you. I
Uh,
love it every second of it. So thank you for your support.
Paul is in the house. Good to see you, Mr. Passiano. Good to see you. And we've got Comics 1017, who is driving as he's listening, heading to Zolocon. So
There.
I think I'm going. I was originally going to try and go tomorrow, but I think I'm going to wait and go Sunday, just because I've got. They've been doing work here in my house, and they remodeled our master bathroom, and they're finishing that up tomorrow. So, and then also I just don't want to have to rush back to watch the Elimination Chamber. So I think I'm just going to go on Sunday, check it out. Never been to Zolocon. I don't know. Have you been to Zolocon before, Matt?
So I don't know how much you know about their history, but this is their second year in this location. I didn't go last year. Back before that, they were always in Warminster, PA, which is like 3 minutes from where I grew up outside of Philly. And they did it at a old Air Force base. I forget what it was called, but it was literally like you're walking through looking at toys on one side and Air Force relics on the other. It was really cool, but it wasn't super conducive because like the lighting was terrible, so you'd have to have your phone out to look at things. So I haven't been to one since then, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to have really blown up in the last several years. Um, Again, I've never been, but more and more companies have been doing like Zolocon exclusives. I think like this year we got Four Horsemen,
Yeah,
Big
lucky.
Bad Workshop, Valaverse. So all those guys I think are offering. And I didn't realize this, but I guess the guy who runs Zolocon actually produces his own action figures as well. So
Yeah, he I forget what they're called, like Zolo World or something. But yeah, they do their own thing too.
that's kind of interesting. But I'm looking forward to it. They got, I mean, there's like a certain number of like smaller toy companies that you see go to all of these toy conventions these days. Four Horsemen, Valaverse, um, Beast Kingdom,
Bureau, yeah.
yeah. So I mean, but like this year, like they've got NECA and McFarlane attending Zolocon. Now I don't know. Sometimes when I've seen NECA attend some of these shows, McFarlane too, they're really there just selling what I guess is
Over.
old merchandise from their warehouse or something. They're not really there showing new products like at a San Diego Comic Con or something. So I don't know if they're going to have any, I mean, I doubt they're going to have anything new that we've never seen. At best, they might have some stuff that they showed at Toy Fair on display, but that'll be interesting to see.
You know, last time I saw McFarlane at a non-Comic Con show was what PowerCon a couple of years ago.
Yeah, yeah, and they didn't have anything, like they weren't showing off product if I remember
They were
correctly. They
liquidating.
just yeah, yeah. And I've seen NECA do that too at some of these kind of smaller toy shows,
They
local,
have been all year. So they must have. I have a feeling that people are going to score some NECA stuff.
yeah. And NECA is fairly local because they're based out in New Jersey, so
So they moved warehouses. The majority of so they have one in it's either Wisconsin or Michigan now, and then they have the one in Jersey. But then they also have one in Missouri that was the Diamond Warehouse. So they're shipping out of there too.
gotcha. It'll be like I know at Toy Fair, Diamond or NECA kind of, and I saw this at New York Comic Con last year too, where it used to be Diamond Previews. The booth for Diamond Previews would have a lot of like small companies that didn't have the resources to have like their own booth at a New York Comic Con or San Diego Comic Con, so they would have products displayed at the Diamond booth. And I saw NECA start to do that at New York Comic Con because, of course, NECA bought, or NECA's parent company, I should say, bought Ad Populum, bought bought the Diamond, essentially Diamond Select Toys stuff. So
they bought a
I've
lot of.
seen.
It's very interesting to see. Like they had like their banner with all of their companies they have under them. They bought Party City.
Yeah, that was a while, and they bought that. Like they started like one of the that mail order thing. I forget it. What it was called now. Well, no, what was it? Was like it became really big. It was like you bought the Loot Crate. Yeah, that was like one of their purchases, and they were gonna like start selling a lot of their stuff through that, and then that all kind of fell apart because I think the original owner like filed a lawsuit against the I forget the guy's name that actually owns all these companies, that NECA falls under.
But, yeah, it's interesting to watch.
Yeah,
like I wonder if like some rich person like meetup where they go and they're like, okay, who's going to buy this one? I'll give you a ham sandwich for Party City.
I'm curious to see if we'll ever see any of that Diamond Select stuff that got solicited but never got released, like some of those Marvel Select figures that I know a lot of people were hoping would get released and things like that. I wonder if that stuff is just because I doubt the Marvel Select license was transferable. Like I doubt NECA could start doing Marvel Select figures, but
that's what I wonder. I have been told.
What's up?
I've been told they cannot do them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, 99% sure. But I don't know if that means like the stuff that maybe had started the production process, can they still end up selling those to get, I'm not sure.
Maybe we'll just do like off-brand, like, okay, we don't have the Hobgoblin, but we got the Bob.
Yeah, that would be funny. But so anyway, Zolocon should be an interesting experience. Like I said, I'm gonna go up Sunday. I think that's when you're going up too, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna head up Sunday morning.
Like how far is King of Persia?
It's not far for me. It's like I think it's supposed to be an hour. It usually takes me about 45 minutes.
Yeah, like when I entered it in Waze, and I swear it told me 2 hours, but then like the other day I put it in. Well, I put it in around the time of rush hour traffic, and so it was like it's a 3-hour drive, and it's like what? And then so I waited until later in the night, and then I put it in again, and it was like, oh, it's 2.5. So it's still longer than the 2 hours I was expecting, but at least it's not 3 hours.
What do they have you going up? 15 or 83 or 95?
I believe it was 95.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. You'll get stuck in some 95 traffic, either like anywhere near Baltimore or Philly. That's probably going to get hit, because if they take you up to Philly and then west, you're going to have to deal with the Schuylkill Expressway, which is like one of the 7 layers of hell.
I mean, I'm going to go early Sunday morning, so I'm hoping traffic is not going to be a major issue, but we'll see. But yeah, it should be, and it's at a casino, so maybe you can get some gambling in.
That's why I can't bring my wife.
Is she a big gambler?
She thinks
she doesn't like.
She thinks like she'll be like she's always like because she won at blackjack one time, she won like $50. So now she thinks that she'll win every time. So I have to be like, oh look, Anna, there's the $1 tables. That's the only place I'll let her go.
Like I've always considered myself to be pretty lucky in life, but if I ever try and bet on something like to make money, I'm almost guaranteed to lose. Like for some reason, like I don't know if fate or God was like, I don't want you gambling. So like I've just learned not to bet. I mean, sometimes I'll bet just for fun, but like I'm totally prepared to lose my money, or I'll play cards for fun, poker and stuff. But I always go in thinking I'm not. If I just break even, I consider myself.
My dad taught me that. Like he was always big on like, all right, I got $300 for the casino, but the goal was never to make money. It was always to go. He always wanted to be able to pay for a steak dinner and come home with the same amount of money he left with. That was always the goal.
Yep. All right, let's see who else we got in the house today. We've got Sinister here. Happy Friday to you. We've got Virtual Dave from the UK. Good to see you, my friend. Zombie is here. Retro Robo is here. What is up? Jay and Big Nerdy. We've got Everett in the house. What is up? So it looks like we got a pretty good house here. See, Jim Ruby says, "Hey Jay and Matt, I do most of my Marvel Legend pre-orders from Nerdzoic. They always do a great job." So another glowing review for you there.
Love it.
Salome has joined us as well, my cat, who's a regular here on the show. See, Captain Dave Man, what is up? Mr. Navian Art, good to see you. I'm on lunch break from work. Glad to see you and with Big Nerdy. Hope you're going through those exclusives today. We can try and touch on. We can go over like the Valaverse, Four Horsemen, and Big Bad Workshop, because I know we've covered those. I'd have to do like I just found out the other day that like Zolocon themselves do like exclusive, so I have not really looked deep into that. Let's see, Turtle Dave, yeah, NECA. Oh, Rubies, that was another one.
Oh
with
yeah,
the costumes. And those seem to have worked pretty well for them.
I think so.
I think they debuted like Masters of the Universe masks at PowerCon one year when they first got that one.
That's smart.
Cell's in the house. Wish you all happiness. Let's see. Hanzo's in the house. What is up? Shout out to Big Nerdy and Nerdzoic. X Braun asked, "Does Big Nerdy have any intel on the upcoming Mattel DC line?" So we'll ask him. We'll see what he has for us. And Samuel, what is up? What are you guys doing today? Well, we're talking toys, of course. All right, so let's head over to the news screen. So like I say, I told him, you got to go to Toy Fair this year as a retailer on the retailer end, not the media side, which is kind of at least for me, I've never gotten to do that, so kind of a unique thing. I don't honestly know if you really got to see much that they didn't show the media. My cameras.
It's funny. A lot of people assume that, but it's actually the opposite. The media will see more, especially when you're smaller like us. So, like, there's times it's almost like when Gandalf throws off the Gandalf the Grays, Gandalf the White. Playmates will be like, "Oh, you're a retailer, whatever." But then I'll be like, "Oh, wait a second, Papa, now I'm an influencer."
Well, that's definitely this year. The influencers definitely seem to be the favorites of Toy Fair.
Here's my trick, though. I do have a trick to get like more access than anybody. I walk around with my buddy Earl, who is a store. He's the Target manager. Yeah. Oh yeah, Earl. But because it says Target on his tag, everybody assumes and he dresses nice. They all assume he's like some bigwig. So everybody's used to Earl.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Like, do you think, you're obviously a very small retailer, but when the Target and Walmart execs come in, I feel like they probably get to see the secret special room that most of us don't get to see.
It depends on what it is. Most of them don't know what they're like. The Target and Walmart reps, you could take them into a secret special room, but they would be like, "Okay, how is this different from the other stuff again?" They don't know. They're not toy people for the most part. I think that the Hasbro had a room where it was you go in, put your cell phone in a bag. They had netting above the room so no one could climb in, I guess. I don't know. But it wasn't even that wild of stuff in there. And
that was probably, if I'm guessing, movie related stuff.
Right? That's the only thing that anybody was secretive about was movie related stuff.
Yeah, that's usually when they get the most secretive, or they get like anytime they start sending out cease and desist letters to like, we want you to take that down. It's usually something movie related, and it's usually because the studio's pissed that it got out. Not really that they care, but the
Yeah.
studio, of course, goes to them and say, you need to do something about this. It's your product that's leaking, and so then you get contacted by them. But um, at least my experience over the years, I steer, like if it's something, like if something leaks that's movie related that has not been seen before, very careful. I will often steer away from it or only link to it, like if it's on social media or something. But I've just learned over the years that you know that's the number one way to get contacted by lawyers is to be like,
Yeah.
ruin something that hasn't been seen for a movie, especially when you're talking about like Marvel or Star Wars. Or I remember one year, this was like one of the, I forget which one it was. I think it was Force Awakens, and nobody knew that Ray was going to get the lightsaber, and so. And one of the toy, and this was like literally, this was out on shelves at Walmart, but the figure came out, had the lightsaber in it. People were taking pictures of it, and they were being told they had to take it down. And to me, that's probably when I would say like, fuck you, because like this was at Walmart, out there in the public eye. I have every right to take a picture of it and
And
show it. But
Walmart doesn't give a shit. They're just like, what are
yeah,
you going to do about it?
yeah. I mean, it's one thing if it's like a promo image that somehow leaked out or something like that, but if it's out on store shelves, and especially if like they let you buy it, like, and I actually own this product and it's my own figure and I'm taking a picture of it. Like, you try and tell me I can't take a picture of it, and I'm like, yeah,
Well,
screw
remember
you.
what happened with the Pinkertons and Magic the Gathering a few years ago? Whew.
Yeah, I remember reading about that. But that
I-
was a little bit different because as I understood that, somebody had gotten their hand, like it wasn't like they bought it in the
oh,
store.
really?
And this was cards, so I didn't follow it that closely. But my understanding was they got their hands on like cards that hadn't been released yet or something, and so yeah, they sent the Pinkertons out to reclaim them or something.
That's wild. See, that's the kind of stuff like that blows my mind. But I mean, I'll tell you, some companies are more secretive with stuff than others, but I can only imagine how frustrating it must be if you work for Mattel or Hasbro and you go through all this work to keep your team on the straight and narrow with every date along the way, only to have some random Walmart temp put the product out on the shelf overnight. Like that's
Yeah,
going to be so defeating to see that.
I I can like leaked listings, like the distributor listings that leak out for like
Yeah.
Marvel Legends and stuff, which usually gives us the names. Picture. Generally, you don't see pictures these days for things like Marvel Legends and Star Wars leak out, but you do still get the names and stuff. But
And
I
most
don't.
stuff, when stuff leaks out for Hasbro, it's all coming out of Asia. It's not even here.
Yeah. Well. So there's two kinds of leaks. There's the factory leak where like somebody has snuck something out of the factory. That's usually when you see the unpainted prototypes and stuff like that. And those, again, especially with like Disney related products, those have become like, I feel like they crack down pretty hard on those. They occasionally leak out, but not nearly like back in the day. They would leak out like a sieve. I mean,
Yeah.
it was crazy, but you still have like overseas distributors like McFarlane. Every time the McFarlane stuff goes out on these over, and it's not like a secret. Like we will report about it, but we're
Yeah.
very clear. Like this came from this site. Here's a link. Like it's out there for everybody to see. So you
That's
know,
how I know when to order stuff from McFarlane. It's when I see because they're so bad with the retailers. When I start seeing people post leaks online, I say, "Oh, better contact my rep, see if he has this information."
well, and that's my point is I can understand a little bit from like taking some of the surprise away, but the reality is that stuff probably does those companies far more good than harm because it allows people to get an idea of what's coming. It allows them like, oh, I better start saving money or things like that. It gives them exposure. So sometimes I think
I think it's
they
yeah.
act more upset about that kind of thing leaking than they actually are. I don't know.
I
And
think Hasbro
certainly,
is legit annoyed when it happens because they put so much time and energy into those live streams they do.
yeah, but like, okay, but so they definitely don't let images for Marvel and Star Wars Disney related products leak out anymore. They used to, but it's been a long time. But when it comes to something like Transformers or GI Joe,
Oh
you
yeah.
can always guarantee that's going images of those are going to leak out before they're officially revealed. And I don't believe for 1 minute if Hasbro really wanted to stop that they couldn't. um, the way they stopped it with the Disney stuff is they make sure that they announce it, and then the pre-orders generally don't happen for at least a day or two. So because usually the pre-order they leak out from like retailers and stuff, and so they don't send the stuff out to the retailer until after the reveal.
Yep.
But with like GI Joe and Transformers, they almost always do the pre-order like the same day as they're revealing it. So of course the images end up leaking out beforehand. So
And part of it's just streamlining it. So now, like, I'll get two sets of emails. I'll get like the retailer emails, and then I get the ones you probably get that are like the media announcement emails with the link to a
yeah,
Dropbox, which
yeah,
I end up using those images more often anyway because they're a higher resolution than the ones I get.
yeah. And that always so usually you get those after like a fan stream or a major event like San Diego or what have you. So usually the way it works is you have the event, you have the fan stream, and then several hours later in the day, sometimes it can be like at nighttime. I've gotten them 9 o'clock at night. I'll get an email from Hasbro PR people. It's like, here are the images from, and then you can put them up. But yeah, but GI Joe, Transformers, that stuff almost always leaks out before they're even revealed officially.
It's funny you say that because you're right. I never noticed the pattern though.
Yeah. Well, again, I've been doing this for 25 years, so
Okay.
I've. Let's see. We got John here. Thank you for the 9.99. I don't know why it's yellow. These used to be green. I don't know if it's super chat donation, but anyway, thank you for the 9.99. Happy Friday, Matt and Jay. Matt, I've been wanting to take advantage of your nerd stash feature on Nerdzoic. Is there any reason why it doesn't show up as an option in my cart or at checkout?
Yes. In order to make sure people don't get confused, I make you go in and click, I want to have the nerd stash option. So if you go to nerdzoic.com slash, I think it's slash nerd stash.
Now, just for those who maybe don't know what the nerd stash is, you want to explain to them what
Yeah.
it is?
It's basically buy now, pay now, ship whenever everything comes in. It is very, very much pile of loot e. The only thing that's really different is I'd say like we're a bit less strict on timelines as far as like if you're like, hey, I really want to let this sit another month. We don't care that bad. Not a big deal. But if you go into the bottom of the main website, there's a thing that says Nerd Stash sign up. It just says you just have to go in there and say I have read and understand how it works. I've had a lot of issues where Google will try to pull information from the site to basically for like the Google shopping, and it will pull nerd stash stuff incorrectly. So I had to kind of gate it a little bit. So once you click it and put your name in, you're good to go.
Hopefully that clears it up for you, John. All right, so let's we've been rambling enough. Let's pull up the old screen here and let's start talking some news. So I guess we started out. I was asking you what was the number one thing that's. I don't know if I actually asked you. It was in my mind, so I'm going to ask you now. What was the number one thing that you saw at Toy Fair that, as a retailer, that stood out and go, yeah, this is definitely something I want to carry in my store?
All right. So it's going to really not excite the audience of this, but the number one thing was the K-pop Demon Hunter figures from Mattel.
Okay.
the quality of those for the price point, like they look like SH Figure Arts quality for domestic toy pricing. I'm just super pumped for them. I came home and took my pre-orders, and I think I 4x'd them. So I'm really excited for those from a retailer standpoint. It's hard to get too excited about stuff just because I got a pretty good, just like you, like we kind of know what to expect, but those blew me away. They exceeded my expectations. But I will also say pretty much everything at Mattel really stood out this year. They seem to really be locked in to, I hate to use the kid out word, whatever it is, kid out, whatever, but they seem really locked into it because they're putting a lot into whether it's He-Man, wrestling. We know they got the Turtles license now. I'm just super pumped for all of that stuff.
Now, did they share anything that you can talk about in regards to Turtles? Did they
Turtles,
share anything that you
I
can't
can
talk
talk.
about?
So with Turtles, I can say nothing's known anywhere. It's so new that like most of the employees don't even, they're like, yeah, I heard that. We found out about that. That's cool. That's pretty much all we got. Just like with DC, we got the picture that's been floating around that says Collector Toys 2027.
Yeah.
He-Man, there's a crap ton. I got a 12-page deck of dates of when I'm allowed to talk about things where it's just like, oh my gosh.
Now, have you seen things that we, the general public, have not seen yet? Or
not for toys, just for like
okay,
knowing just general ideas of where they're going to go with the franchise.
okay.
Let's just say, I can just say this, that of all the movies coming this summer, I think I might be most excited about the He-Man one.
As far as the toys or the movie
No, just
itself?
the movie itself.
Did you get to see anything for the movie that like we haven't seen in the trailer? Or
I have not seen it. Let's put it that way.
okay,
Probably as
just
much as I can
described to
say
you.
about it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I won't say like oh my god, this is going to be the best movie in the world, but I've not seen anything that's made me say, oh my god, this is going to be so horrible. So I'm definitely
If you want to get pumped
hoping.
for it, there's an interview going around with the director. I don't know if you've seen it. The guy's like a total Masters of the Universe nerd. Like, I have a lot of faith in him to do this right. Like, it's not somebody who was like, okay, let's take this, what's his name, he guy, and make a movie out of it. Like, this guy knows the material.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, there were definitely a lot of Easter eggs in the trailer. I think, nods. I still laugh that people were getting upset about the name tag for Adam, which was I took more as a joke. Uh, the he they.
It was a
Yeah,
joke. Like,
yeah,
it was a joke. I thought it was
but
funny. I chuckled.
yeah. I mean, He-Man is the ultimate gender specific.
Yeah.
So I thought that was funny, and like so we had. I can't find the K-pop stuff, but we had since we're talking Masters of the Universe, we had some stuff that just popped up randomly, which that happens more often than not. But I guess Mattel, because Roy, does all the packaging art, posted actual images of this after somebody had posted an image of it. But this Chronicle Scareglow figure, so
Cool. I know
that
nothing about it. Like, after I saw the picture come out, I found another picture that has like the UPC, the picture underneath, so I could see the UPC. And
uh,
I can't, like, I see no mention of it anywhere. I don't know what the heck it is. So I'm guessing,
see
maybe, who
my
knows?
my theory is this is going to be a Walmart CollectorCon item.
Would not
That
surprise me.
because we got Walmart CollectorCon coming up next month, and this might be like our first. And this isn't movie related, so that's what really makes this the most interesting. And I've seen some people, because like the guy who first put the images out of it put some comparison images, and it made it look like this figure was very much in scale with Masterverse figures. Now, to me, Masterverse scale varies quite widely. I mean, I look at my Masterverse shelf and I got because they've done characters in different sizes and stuff. Like they couldn't make up their mind what scale they wanted to do the line. So it's kind of varied over the years. But
Have you felt like it's kind of shrunk as time? Like I felt like it started off as like a true 7 inch, and then as time went on, it got closer to like a standard 6.5 inch that we get with everybody else.
yeah, I feel like it started at 7 inch and then they shrunk it down, but then they started when they started doing more of the new Eternia stuff, then it kind of went back up to 7 inch. So I don't know. But
I mean,
like I say,
yeah, I mean, it
there's
makes
a
sense for
lot.
them to do the smaller size, like the not as big, because part reuse with wrestling and DC, an arm's an arm.
Right.
Why would you have a 6.5 inch arm and a 7 inch arm? That's just silly business.
Well, it seemed to me like they had decided now that they've got like DC and wrestling and Masters of the Universe and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it seems to me like they decided 6.5 was going to be their standard scale for most of these figures.
The collector
And,
version.
of course, yeah, the collector stuff. And even though, except for Masters of the Universe, like the core DC stuff
Oh,
is
yeah,
also
those are two. That's
6.5.
the point.
It's really only and I think they probably varied the Masters Kids stuff at 5.5 because that fits in more with like the classic or the origin stuff that a lot of people I always prefer the Masterverse stuff, but I feel like Origins probably actually sells better than Masterverse. So
Not anymore. I'll tell you. I mean, I was still new to the Mattel stuff with the last two Masterverse releases, but they were selling. They were the only thing that was like a line release that was outselling them was Marvel Legends. Like they were selling above GI Joe, above Transformers, Star Wars, above DC. Even they were selling like crazy.
really,
I was very surprised because I had to go back and increase my order like 5 times on those.
well, so like with this non-movie figure, like somebody was like, oh well, the non-movie figures are going to be closer to 7 inch than 6.5, and I'm like, I'm not, I couldn't sit there and say, oh, you're wrong, because all I know is that Mattel said these were 6.5, but that they start changing up the scale, it certainly wouldn't shock me, but
It would
I
shock me just because, like, again, I'm living in it from the business sense of why would you have two scales and not share parts across lines?
well, that was my feeling, is why would you start this new line at 6.5 and then start doing 7 inch for non-movie related stuff? That didn't make a lot of sense to me. But like I say, since Mattel, you know, like I say, they put out vague, generalized information. Oh, 6.5 inch, but then sometimes you'll see, figures do end up being inside. Of course, characters, bigger characters should be bigger than a normal size character. But like, I don't know if I consider Scareglow a bigger character or a normal size character. I feel
Yeah,
like he's more of a normal size character, but I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I definitely I've while I'm hoping the movie will be good, I personally have not been like I doubt I'm going to collect the movie figures, but if they start doing Chronicle non-movie stuff, then I
yeah, that's gonna be
definitely
hard for me too. Like, I don't need movie stuff just because I don't collect movie stuff of anything really. But like that Scareglow man, if that is like a harbinger of things to come,
yeah.
crap, might need more space.
Well, what I will do is I probably will put my Masterverse if like I switch and do Chronicles, I'll probably put the Masterverse stuff in a bin because I don't
Yeah,
have the shelf space to do it all. So I generally go with the most modern line that I'm collecting. And now the other one that popped up almost at the same day as the Scareglow, what from a different person, was this, I call it Disco Skeletor, but this is more for the kids line,
yeah.
the 5.5 inch stuff. But again, not, I don't think this is movie related. So
I
this
don't
is
think it is
another
either.
weird one.
I'm
And this
assuming,
one,
yeah, I'm assuming it's like you just said, not movie related, more of a kids line thing. But same as the Scareglow, I have no clue anything about it. So I'm very curious to see.
and we've gotten very little details. This could be. I wouldn't shock me if this was another Walmart collector con figure, but
Mm-mm.
and so yeah, so interesting that the and what made it really with the Scareglow figure, the guy who posted the image, that first was the first one to have it. He said something like he contacted like he got the wrong figure or his figure was
Yeah,
defective and
I
he
saw
contacted Mattel Creations and they're like, okay, we're just going to send you this replacement figure that we've not even announced or anything, um, and send that to you instead. I'm like,
yeah, that's
really?
an intern right there. It sure sounds like.
Yeah. So, and I feel like that's the only reason why we got the like kind of the official package images because they were like, shit, it's already out there. We'll
Yeah.
just go on and put it. But there you go. But yeah, that scare glow definitely looks pretty good. So DC, somebody asked you earlier, is there anything that they told you that we didn't already know? We know there's six, or do we know that? Do we know that they're going to be 6.5? I'm making that assumption, but
I don't
trying
know
to
if
think
I'm making that assumption or someone told me, but I'm pretty positive
that they're going to be six. Yeah, I
they're
can't
going to be
imagine
in
that they
scale with
wouldn't
the
be.
core ones.
Yeah,
Because they're trying, like they have said, they're trying to unify it across the various lines so that for new collectors it's more accessible
right.
to know what's what. So it would only make sense, but no one's told me directly.
And I assume you didn't see anything other than the kids stuff.
Nope, nothing but the kid stuff. They just had that sign they were teasing it with.
Yeah. Well, and Steve Ozer, who many who do wrestling are familiar with, he's a Mattel employee, but he's also, he is heading up the DC stuff. So he told it like when the that poster came out from that overseas toy fair, he went on social media and said, you know, collector stuff is coming in 2027 because a lot of people kept like I when
That's
that poster first hit, everybody thought, "Oh, this is the collector stuff," and it was like, "No, it's not. It's the kid stuff." And people just like I saw like at least three different rant videos on YouTube of people,
so
bashing those
frustrating.
kid 12 like $10 to $12 figures that are made for the kids, and they're sitting there bashing them because they didn't bother to read anything, and they thought that they were collector oriented. So that was just crazy to me.
Yeah, that drove me nuts. It really drove me nuts because even once I even commented on some to clarify. I'm like, you guys realize this is the $13 line. And it'd be, well, they shouldn't have done this first. It's a bad look. And I'm like,
Well, they had to because McFarlane still has the collector license until the end of this year. So they legally can't do the collector stuff until next year. But again, I mean,
nuts.
I understand at the beginning, there was definitely like with the very original press release that Mattel put out when they first announced getting the DC license, that was a little confusing that they weren't terribly clear about the difference between the collector line. Like whoever wrote that press release, I don't think was super in tune with like what's the difference between a collector line made for the adults and a kids line made for the kids. So, it
I
was
mean,
kind of confusing.
everyone, like the fact that that's the kids line, that just make that
Yeah, like
excited.
I don't think this is a bad looking figure. The articulation, is not it's doesn't have any kind of ab
I was
crunch or
told it was
anything like that.
4 p or 14 points of articulation. I think I read or was heard that somewhere.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not for a $12 figure. It's not bad. But like, if I was looking at this as a collector figure, I'd be like, yeah,
No doubt.
this articulation is not good. But I feel like this is a good starting point. Yeah, I hope maybe we get a little bit more detailed paint applications with some washes and stuff. But
I think we'll get
these aren't.
very similar quality to what we were getting towards the end of Masterverse, is what my personal expectation is.
Yeah, and those were hit and miss. I mean, Mattel had gotten really good with their Build-A-Figures in their uh, well, not Masterverse, but back when they were still doing DC originally with their multiverse line. I
Mm.
thought Mattel had started to get really good with their Build-A-Figures. some of the their regular release figures were hit and miss, but uh, but I thought they had gotten really good with their Build-A figures.
What'd you think of this stuff, the Street Fighter stuff?
It's an interesting like it's funny because like I when we posted these, I saw somebody say, doesn't Mattel know that Cody Rhodes is going to be Guile in the new movie, not John Cena? Yeah,
I think they're interesting. They're not for me, but they're interesting.
yeah, and these are Walmart exclusives, so
I'm always
of
happy when
course.
I can say it's not for me and then Walmart exclusive in the same sentence.
I mean, I think they'll probably do. I think the first wave's already started to hit.
Has it?
This
I
is
won't
like,
say no to the Yokozuna. No, I will say that.
yeah, these are wave 2 and 3. Yeah, that one's not bad. Bianca Belair is Cammy's kind of a weird choice, but
Some of the
of
choices
course,
are interesting. That one's just hilarious.
yeah, Dirty Dom is Ken. Yeah,
Yeah. Or that.
Ultimate Warriors Blanca. That makes sense to me. I'd say.
I would have put Rusev.
Yeah, maybe, but far more people are gonna know Ultimate Warrior than they're gonna know Rusev. So.
That is fair.
But yeah, I think those will do pretty well. But I don't. I mean, it's not going to go far. I think three waves is all you're going to get for that.
Yeah. And then who got the Street Fighter movie license? That's
Hasbro.
right? Yeah, that's what I thought.
And since you're asking me, I'm assuming there was no mention of those at all at Toy Fair.
No.
Like I thought we might get, since we've seen the trailer for that movie, I thought we might get a look at those. Like I knew we weren't going to see the Voltron stuff because there hasn't even been a trailer or a poster for that movie yet. So I knew there was no way in hell we were going to see anything for the Voltron movie. And even Harry Potter, I didn't think we were going to see anything.
I got a funny story on that. So
go ahead.
I think there's some angerness inside some of Hasbro's sister companies on that one. So I'm in my Hasbro thing. I finished. We're at Wizards of the Coast looking at the Magic stuff, and Toy Snowman Amir's like, so when is Magic going to get Harry Potter? We saw the press release. The guy just looked at us and he goes, it will not be in Magic.
Yeah.
They very much don't want anything to do with it.
Well, I'd seen, I don't cover the Magic stuff, but I had seen another site covering, saying Hasbro swears that Harry Potter will not be in Magic. So
listen, if they do not put it in Magic, first of all, I'll be shocked because that's like, as soon as Hasbro has like a really bad quarter, that's going to be like, all right, what's in the well? What can we do?
Yeah, I mean, with all the Turtles and Marvel and all these other sublines that they're doing for Magic, Harry Potter certainly seems like would be a no-brainer.
The biggest one that could easily, because like thematically, Wizards and stuff, it could easily be the biggest one.
The only reason why I could see maybe not is just because maybe Warner Brothers wants to do its own Harry Potter RPG type thing or something. I don't know.
I mean, the only reason I don't think that's true is because they licensed out the entertainment cards to Upper Deck, and Upper Deck hasn't said anything about it, like them wanting to do a game or anything. So I think they're supposed to hit in the fall.
Now, how are those like? Are those? Oh, here we go. That's fine. How are the cards? I mean, are those selling well for you? Have you been getting?
Yeah, it's hit and miss. Like Magic right now is kind of all miss, just because I don't get much of it at all, and the market's not great now. So you basically got to sell it below MSRP, or else it sits forever. Or you can basically do what I'm doing is I'm below MSRP. I'm just accepting that it's going to be a slow burn. Magic seems like it's one of those things that really starts to sell a couple of years down the road once they stop printing it. Pokemon is instant money. the struggle is trying to deal with like shopping bots with it.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a customer today, and they're like, the companies act like the shopping bots are like it's like the retailer's choice. They could stop them if they want, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
Well, maybe for a smaller guy like you, it might be harder, but you don't think like Target and Walmart could put a stop to this if they wanted to?
Well, think about it. The only thing they can do is it depends on what kind of bots we're talking about. Like most of these bots are retail bots. It's not like someone in China trying to buy tens of thousands. It's people who are just trying to get some to resell it. They pay $40, I assume, can't be much more than that for a bot because I can see this. I can see the traffic. So I've done some experimenting where like the last set of Pokemon stuff I purposely didn't put the listing live until I had the product because I wanted to see how long it would take people to discover the listing. Because, like, you would think it's got to take at least 20 or 30 minutes for someone to search it and find it if you don't put it on the main page. The answer was 90 seconds
Yeah.
from the second I hit go live to first sale. So someone's definitely got something going on there. So no, I don't think they could, because if they could, Pokemon would stop it. Pokemon has, or Bandai with One Piece, they're the company. It's not Bandai that actually makes the card game, but the company that does. They announced a few weeks ago that their solution is they are taking the cellophane wrapper off the boosters before they ship them to discourage resellers because they couldn't figure out a way to stop the bots. So I would assume a company that large could do it if anyone could. It's just it's not like it's one person buying all the product. That's easy to stop. The problem is all of the people where it's like so many people buying one or two boxes. That's where it gets hard.
But like, there's also an advantage though from the retailer side because it artificially increases demand. It causes frustration, but the collector mentality is I've got to have it, and so they'll keep hunting for it. The harder it is to get, sometimes the harder they hunt for it. So
It's a
that's
double
always
because years ago I sold Pokemon on the site when I first started, and I could not move it. Pokemon was in a down period. If you paid like I think at that time a standard Elite Trainer box MSRP was $50, wholesale cost was like $29, and I couldn't sell them for anything above $38, $39 because when I got them, I was trying to sell stuff at MSRP. I'm like, okay, this is what it's supposed to cart. That's what I'll do. And people are sending me message like, yo, man, this isn't how it works. You got to look at the market price. That's what you sell it at. So years later, after I got out of it and then got back in, I'm like, oh, then I'm hearing, oh no, MSRP is what you're supposed to be at, not market price. I'm like, okay, which is it, guys? Pick a pain. But like the sad truth is, if I, as a retailer, could choose between crazy demand where I could sell it for 5 times as much as what it costs, but I can only get a little bit, versus an unlimited supply to me to sell at MSRP, I would take that in a heartbeat. If you could get as much as I wanted and sell it at MSRP, no problem.
Like, here's my question, and I am totally ignorant on the whole trading card scene. But like, the story the other week about Logan Paul selling that Pokemon card for what, like 1.6
ownership. That was such a scam.
Like, was that even a real thing? I mean, like, what was so special about that card?
Oh, I don't understand any of that. I don't understand. Like, I'm a sports card guy, so I get that autographs, rookies, serialized. Like when they serialize the card, then I understand it because you can look and say, okay, cool. There was only 25 of these made. I got 3 of 25. That's rare. But when the cards aren't serialized and you have no idea what the print run is, I'll never understand it. I don't get the people who just continue to buy it like that. Like, I don't know what was so special about it. I don't understand Pokemon singles at all. Magic, since the Spider-Man came out, I was the target market for that. It was Magic the Gathering. That's stupid. I don't care about that. Is that Spider-Man? That's pretty cool. I'll buy a pack. Next thing I know, now I'm playing 10 games of Magic Arena every day on my phone. And it's like my new little side hobby. So that I get. Magic's easy. If a card looks like it's going to be playable, it's going to be worth money. That's it.
Yeah, but there's a difference between worth money and like
No,
$1.6 million or
6
whatever it
million.
was.
That's absurd. I mean, that's at the level of pump and dump.
Yeah. I mean, anything Logan Paul's involved with, I'm always suspect with. But
Yeah.
all right, here's a good question for you. Let me see. All right, so this is for you from Retro Robo. At what point did you know for sure your business was successful? And I'll even add to that,
Yeah.
like, do you ever really feel like you're successful, or do you feel like things are going good but always worried, because as running my own small business, this is how I often feel. It's like, yeah, things are going pretty good now, but like, what's it going to be like in a couple of months or whatever? So like, do you sit there and go, yes, I am very successful, or do you just like kind of thank God that things are going well and you continue to grow as much as you can, and then hope for the best and prepare for the worst is kind of my words to live by.
Yeah. So when did I know it was successful is when I hired an accountant to make sure that I wasn't running numbers wrong, because it was really hard to tell because of the pre-order model, because you get the money for the pre-order up front, but you're not paying for the product till a month later. So trying to balance out where the profit actually was over a period of time was very difficult. So it took until I had him and he set up systems now that I could see. I'm like, okay, we are doing good. But as far as like how I feel, do I feel we're successful? Yes, just because the goal from the beginning was live comfortably and not have to work for someone else. So on that level, yes. But on a personal level, I'm closer to way more like you. I'm always not successful enough. It's always want to be bigger, and it's not about the money, it's about the stability. Like the more successful you are, I feel like the more I can take I can go sit
Yeah.
today and not have to stress about it. And my general nature is to never be like that. And it's definitely a mindset problem, and it's both good and bad. And I'm sure you can attest to this too, because it drives you. But on the other hand, it makes your time off less enjoyable because you're always
Yep.
working.
Yep. I always like, I can take my job with me wherever I go, as long as I have internet and a laptop computer. And that's good and it's bad, because at the same time, no matter where I go, I can never just turn it off. Like, I feel like if you just work a 8-hour day job, when you go on vacation, for the most part, you can just like turn it off and forget about it and enjoy your vacation. But when you're running your own business and you have to check in every day, make sure things are still getting posted, or you have to make sure you're posting stuff or whatever, you can never just really turn it off and like forget about it. So it's
Yeah.
it has its bonuses, but it also has its downsides as well.
And I've always been like that though. So that's kind of like the icing on the cake. Like Panera Bread got 10 years of me as basically the owner because I treated it like that every day, whether I was working or not. And I'm glad I did, because it made me more successful there. And it taught me the lessons to be able to do this without having to lose my own money doing them. Like I was able to be like, okay, wow, this method of trying to scale does not work. Or wow, people, when you're built team building and trying to figure out how to uh, teach people, like, okay, well, I can afford to mess up there because I'm not paying their salary directly. Here, it's a lot different. One
Yeah.
bad hire is expensive because you spend all that money training them and then they don't work out. And then that's all money you're just flushing down the toilet.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm with you.
that's all. Like, being able to hire employees is a good thing, because it can help take the load off. And I can say that I've been lucky in finding some good people to work with me, but I've also had bad people in the past, or not even bad, but like one of the hardest things when you hire a person is you got to train them. And so I've had on more than one occasion where like you spend all this time, you get them trained and everything, and then they go, you know what?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go do something else, or I'm not. This really isn't for me, or I'm out of here.
Yep.
So that's always one of the harder things I think when you're running your own business and you're starting to grow and you're starting to bring more people on and stuff like that.
Yeah, and we've reached a point where like our growth has been capped by how much I do. So like I've been trying to hire more, delegate things out, but it's always scary. It's like, but what if sales drop next week? I can't afford all these people I'm hiring. So it's always scary. But I mean, when you're like, we're at the point now where like every month is busier than the month before, where I'm not like too worried about it. And in fact, I've made some poor decisions the opposite way. Like the space we're in, I could have gotten a bigger space, but I was very much like, no, let's be safe than sorry. Now
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, we're going to outgrow this space in a year now. So, but if I could go back in time, I probably wouldn't change it because I'd rather be safe.
Yeah. And that's always a trick when you're running you can be too conservative
Yeah.
or you can be under conservative, and it's finding that balance that's really the trick.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard.
Let's see. Rich says Final Fantasy got me back in, and they immediately made me stop with Spider-Man and Avatar. I don't mind UB, but those two sets were awful.
I didn't like Avatar because I didn't like the mechanics of the cards and I didn't know the franchise. Spider Man, I'll be the hard. It was too small of a set to try to make a full set out of it. There's not enough meat on the bone, so to say, because they couldn't really touch Spider Man adjacent characters yet, like Daredevil or the Punisher. So like, there's only so many things you can do with that. Uh, I think that Spider-Man's going to be looked back on more favorably after the Super Marvel superheroes comes out.
Now, again, because I'm just totally ignorant about how this all works, but I know there's more besides Spider-Man. They're branching out into Marvel heroes and stuff. But are those like two total, like as far as the gameplay, will those be two totally separate things?
No, so everything
Or
works together. Like you can
okay, it all
play,
work.
yeah, like you could play a random ass dragon from 1996 with Spider-Man, and to me, that's kind of the cool thing. Like it's like, hey, look at this. Like I have it in my cart on TCG Player. It is a Dwight Schrute version of a card, and I'm like, oh, this will go perfect with Cosmic Spider-Man.
Gotcha. Let's see. Following up on that, Adam says the Spider-Man set was a miss. It started off as a small set that they tried to blow up into a regular size set in a hurry.
That's exactly right.
So what does that mean? Like for those of us,
So they basically it was a small by small set the number of cards were low and then they were like, oh crap, they basically got greedy. They're like, we need to make more of this, so we need to come up with more stuff, and it just wasn't creative, it wasn't thematic, and there just wasn't enough cards in the end of the day, and it was a lot of it was variants instead of actual cards that play well. And I think we might see the same thing with turtles, but they printed a hell of a lot less turtles. So that could be interesting. Like I love these cards. They're beautiful. And the alternative versions of them are like seriously wall worthy because they basically, for a lot of them, it's just comic book covers. And then if you look, instead of having like the artist's name, it'll have like the card's instructions on it so you can still play it. I love that.
so like, would you say, like, are people collecting these cards? And I'm sure it's a mix, but like I used to collect Marvel trading cards back in the days in the 90s, like the Fleer and things like that. And I did it because of the artwork. Obviously, there was no game aspect to it, but it was just, I love the artwork, and I'd put them in binders, and and there was some aspect of, these might be worth something one day, but it was really more I just enjoyed the artwork. Even like comic books, like when I was big into comic books when I was a kid, and through high school and college and stuff. Like one of the things I loved to do was I'd put the comic in a bag and backboard, and then I would hang them on my wall, where literally like my bedroom was wall to wall comic book wallpaper of all my favorite comic titles. Obviously I read the stories, I enjoyed the stories and stuff, but I just, even like, I don't know what you can see, but even like in here I have some of my older comics hanging up behind me on the wall. I always loved that. So is that a big aspect of the Magic, or are people primarily, is it about playing the game?
It's more
Or
about the game for Magic. Like there's some people who, there are some collectors who are hardcore about it, but like it is much more of a game. It's the direct opposite of Pokemon. Like Pokemon, you're hard pressed to find too many people who play the game. They just like the cards. Whereas Magic is the direct opposite.
gotcha.
Which, I mean, for me, like I think that the more I learn about it, like the rule set, the whole universe, the fact that the Richard Garfield, the guy who created it, was able to create a game that has evolved and endured now for 30 something years. It's pretty amazing to me.
How does the game differ from, like, say, playing something like Dungeons and Dragons? I mean, is it similar or
So to be
totally
perfectly
different?
honest, I've never got into role playing games. The most I know about them is from watching Stranger Things. Uh, but it's basically like for Magic, you're a wizard facing off. Well, not even a wizard. I don't know what but you're facing off against another person, and you're basically slinging spells and creatures at each other to determine a winner. So it's almost like, think back to like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat 1v1 video games. It's like that, except you're using the cards to fight instead of punches.
Now, what about like those Marvel Legend Magic figures? First of all, how did those do, and are those cards
So last I
relevant
looked,
to
the
the
cards they're pretty
game?
good. Like they were, those were the Spider-Man and the Agent Venom were good. Ironically, just like the figures. The other two, what was it? Man, it was a wolf.
Manwolf
And
and Spider,
yeah, those did not do
or
as
Mary Jane as Iron Spider, was it?
the cards themselves were not super in play, and the other two were. The thing about Magic that makes it great though is it's a social game. So one of the formats that's really blown up is called Commander, and you can play 4 players. And you're basically, everyone starts off with 40 life and you fight each other. And there's a lot of like politics in it. Like, hey, if you don't play this card this round, I won't do this to you next round. And then, oh, look, I did it anyway. Ha ha. There's a lot of that.
So, like, obviously, there's rumors of a second wave of Marvel Legend Magic figures. Like, do you think those are gonna do well, or?
I do. I think it depends on the character selection. Like, it'll be interesting. Now, this time around, I wasn't able to do this last time, but this time around, I'll be able to look at the cards and be like, oh, I could see that fitting in really well in a removal token deck, because it's different like styles. Like if I see like, oh wow, that fits in really well in a spell slinger type deck. Or one of my favorite ways to build a deck is it's called the Voltron method. Basically, you pick one card that's going to be your Voltron, and everything else you use their abilities to buff that card, so that it ends up becoming like a ridiculous 30 power creature that's just going to one shot everybody. So yeah, like that's kind of, I'll be able to look at the cards and get a pretty good idea now how I think they'll do. I think it's ironic because now, last time I looked, the cards themselves from Venom and Spider-Man were going for like $20 a piece for just the cards.
Now, can you tell Are those figures selling mostly to action figure
Yeah,
collectors, or are those selling
they
more
were all.
so to Magic
I
collectors?
don't think Magic collectors gave a damn, like at all.
Mhm.
It's kind of like I tried selling the Joy Toy Warhammer, and nobody bought it from me. And when I talked to people and did my research, they're like, "Well, why would I buy them? I don't understand. What's the point?" And I'm like, "Because they're toys. Display. Well, I have the miniatures." I'm like, "All right, I'm out. I'm not carrying this anymore."
All right, well, let's get back into toy talking, and since we're talking Marvel Legends, let's go over the latest pre-orders coming up. So of course we just had Maximum Thor go up. Was it yesterday, or maybe it was the day before? I guess it was Wednesday, yeah, because everything pretty much is a Wednesday for Marvel Legend pre-orders for the next month and a half.
Yeah.
But so what were your thoughts on Maximum Thor? Did you get to see that in hand? Did they show it to you at Toy Fair?
I
You get to play
believe
with
so.
it?
It was right after the live stream, so like I was very much like looking for things that I didn't see already, but it looks good. Like I am very much not a fan of the face on this thing. I feel like that they really could have done a better face. Like the one in the top right, the smirky face. I hate it. I hate it. Everything else about it I love, but I hate that face.
I don't know why. I've just never liked this outfit for him.
Yeah,
I just prefer his classic look. The
like
only
I'll be
thing that
honest, me,
the only thing that really stood out to me on this figure was I wouldn't have mind getting the Thor frog,
yeah.
but I wasn't going to pay the money for a maximum figure just to get that. But
So the 80th anniversary Thor from 2018, that is still my favorite Thor. This doesn't
yeah,
beat.
the classic Thor. Yeah, I love that figure.
The
I
only
agree.
thing is that lightning and that cape are pretty nice.
Yeah. I do like the hammer, like for the flying poses. I do kind of like that.
Yes, that is cool. I'll tell you, it obviously didn't sell anywhere near Spider-Man. It sold probably on par with Hulk.
What about Deadpool?
He was the worst of the sellers.
Really?
Yeah, on pre-order at least. What I found with them is they had a lot more of a lot of people, a lot of the Marvels, a lot of the Hasbro stuff in general. It will go live, and I'll see the bulk of the pre-orders in the first 48 hours. But for whatever reason, the Marvel Max stuff has been much more spread out. Like I'll still get that first day or two boom, but then there's like a 3 or 4 week trickle where it still keeps going. So we'll see. That gigantic bust. I don't know what you saw on your numbers, but that was a huge bust.
It did better than I thought it would.
Oof. It
From
did
what
so
I
bad that I
saw.
went back. I was like, did I put this up? Is something wrong with the listing? It was one of the worst selling Marvel figures I've ever had.
I had never heard of the character. Like I had to ask people like who is this guy, and they were like, oh, he's Miles Morales' uncle. So I was like, oh, cool. I mean, I think it's a cool looking figure, but I had never heard of the character.
Me either.
Oh, and I again, rumor wise, the next maximum figure is essentially going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a straight up repaint, but black costume Spider Man, symbiote Spider Man. So that
I
might be
hear things,
interesting.
Bobby. I hear things.
That might be interesting. So this is our next Marvel Legend pre-order. We got two pre-orders next week. Both are store exclusives. We've got this is the only Marvel Legend pre-order that's not going up on a Wednesday for the next month and a half. Well, I take that back because we still probably will get some type of Marvel Legend pre-order during Walmart Collector Con, even though they've not yet announced that what the Marvel Legend for Walmart Collector Con will be. But that won't be on a Wednesday. That'll be either Thursday or Friday. But for what we know right now, we know this Target exclusive Emma Frost diamond form figure goes up next week on the 3rd, which is what, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Supposedly, I want to say it's supposed to go up at 9 a.m., but you just never know with Target. So
I look forward to everybody freaking out because it sells out quickly.
The thing is, they sell out quickly, but then they put it back in stock, and then a lot of times they end up going on discount before all is said and
Yeah,
done.
because they're saving it for the stores to get people in there. That's the whole point of paying all that money to do the exclusive.
But then they distribute it so poorly that only certain stores like get all the stock, and then most of the stores don't ever see the night. They never see it touch their shelves. So that's why it ends up on discount because you got like 50 of the figures sitting at one or two stores, and then all the other stores have nothing. I've never understood why it's so difficult for these stores to get their distribution on this stuff.
Yeah, they just don't
Like,
understand the market.
why can they distribute something like DVDs and CDs to all their stores with no problem, but they can never seem to do it with action figures?
Because they look at it like they look at, so we'll look at them. They look at the War Machine Omega Red 2-pack the same way they look at the Thanos Psylocke. Like for you and I, we know, oh yeah, one of them is going to outsell the other 3-1. To them, all right, Marvel Legends is Marvel Legends. It's like saying that okay, we're going to send the Goodwill Hunting DVDs. Okay, well, we'll just make sure we get an even amount in each store. Well, they're looking at it. This is my conjecture. Saying we just need to make sure we get an even amount of Marvel Legends to each store rather than specific figures.
Yeah, but they don't get an even amount. That's my point. Is usually it's only the stores near their distribution centers that get the glut of the product, and then everyone else is lucky if they see
Yeah, I don't
one or
understand
two.
it, really. It's weird. I want it to keep. I mean, like selfishly, I love it because it means that people will continue to be like, you know what, screw all of them.
Oh yeah, I
Exclusives.
mean, it's 100% why I buy 90% of my action figures online these days. I don't even bother to try and go into my local Target or Walmart because it's proven time and time again to be a complete waste of time. But
And it's
I
really a
just
shame.
don't understand why they can't do a better job at it.
Neither do I. It really doesn't make sense. And I don't, I think that there's just so many stores too that each store just doesn't get that much. But
Yeah.
it still does seem like that though. Like one store ends up getting a shit ton.
So anyway, this one, our next Target exclusive Onslaught, they still have not given us a date on. I'm gonna guess probably 1 or 2 months off before that goes up at Target. But this is our next Target exclusive next week on Tuesday, and then the very next day,
Mm.
did we miss one? Yes, the very next. I don't know why these got out of order, but the very next day, we get the Pulse exclusive Bullseye and Muse 2-pack, which this I think will sell pretty well.
I was very disappointed when the Pulse exclusive thing popped up on that during the live stream.
Yeah, yeah, this one I think will be a hot seller.
So do I.
I don't know if it'll sell out. It probably, yeah, I think it'll probably sell out
I
at
think it
least
will.
initially. Hopefully it'll last longer than the first hour because of course they'll
I
make
heard
you
about
have to pay $50 to be a premium member to get it in the first hour. So hopefully it does last beyond that first hour. And then next week we're back to regular. Everything else that we know of is regular release. Hulk. This one I definitely will pick up myself.
Yeah.
I think
I don't
this
know
one will
what to
do
think
well.
with that. Like as far as what to expect, like it wouldn't shock me if that is a terrible seller. It also wouldn't shock me if it was a bestseller.
I think it'll be a good. I think it'll be a strong sell. I think there's a lot of demand for the Smart Hulk, Professor. Hulk. I call him Smart Hulk, but official name is Professor Hulk. So
Mm.
I think that one will be a decent seller. This one, I think, is not likely to do super well, but that's just
I went very light on that one.
yeah. I mean, and I think they probably are doing others with these, from this era of costume for the Avengers, but I don't know.
I can
I've
see.
just got so many Black Widows already that I just don't feel like I need another one. And this was never a favorite outfit of mine for Quicksilver. So.
I don't even remember ever seeing this Quicksilver outfit. So
It was, I want to say they wore these in late 90s, I think it was.
okay, yeah, I've never seen it.
I actually have up in my upstairs office a portrait that I bought on my honeymoon in the Caribbean, signed by Stan Lee and some others of like the Avengers from this era. Uh, so that's that's probably the thing that stands out the most to me. But I'm
That's
fine with my portrait. So, and then the final next month is going to be the Archangel, which if you don't have the previous Archangel, I think this is definitely a good one to get. I don't know if there's enough here different.
yeah. I was going to say, is there anything different?
I think it is a different body. I think this is using pinless. I think the previous one had pins. And then like you get the folded up wings. Honestly, to me, that's the most appealing thing about it. Like if you don't want the wings open up, you can like, when he has his wings, they call it the tuning fork wing. But that to me, that's different. You get this gun. This is technically the X-Men 97 cartoon version of Archangel. So X-Men seems to always do decently, so I feel like that's probably a fairly decent one. And then, like I say, I think rumor has it that there's going to be a Punisher figure for Walmart, which probably maybe will be on a Spider-Man retro card back, just because they like to do those retro card back figures at the Walmart Collector Con. So I won't swear to it, but I have a feeling. What I don't know is when they're going to announce it.
When is that
I don't.
Walmart Collector Con?
So has not yet been officially announced by Walmart, but Hasbro kind of let it slip out during Toy Fair with their Star Wars stuff, saying that these micro helmets for Mandalorian and I think it was a Stormtrooper would be offered as Walmart Collector Con going up on March 12th or March 13th. I mean, so that's a Friday. Walmart Collector Con's always on a Thursday and Friday. So based on that information, we can surmise Walmart Collector Con will start on the 12th of March and again be March 12th and March 13th. But again, that's just based on little nugget of information that Walmart or Hasbro provided during their Toy Fair coverage. Has not been officially announced yet, but I think that's a good bet. Now we know the G.I. Joe classified item for Collector Con. We know a Transformer item for Collector Con. We know Star Wars item for Collector Con. We just don't know the Marvel Legend one.
I forget. Does this last long for Walmart? I don't pay attention to it. Like, is this like a month long thing? Like the
No. This is just 2 days. Like I say, it's always on a Thursday and a Friday, and most of the good stuff goes up usually on the first day. Like a lot of times, the second day tends to be like wrestling, and not to say wrestling figures aren't good, but a lot of the second day is usually the wrestling figures and things like that. But it's not like the Target Geek Out or Haulathon things where it's like stretches out for a month every Friday or something. This is just a 2-day event. So, while we're on the subject of Marvel, we also had some new interesting Mafex figures go up for pre-order in the past week. These were kind of a surprise.
Yeah, we finally
2 Marvel and 1 Star Wars.
How about that?
What's that?
I said we finally got our. I forget his name. I was going to make my joke and I forgot his name. I was going to say our Gus Fring figure, but never mind.
Moff Gideon.
Yeah. He did
Breaking
not sell
Bad. Well. He didn't sell well?
No, actually, only one sold well.
Spider or Venom 2099?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figure.
He outsold everybody else by 6-1.
Yeah. Well, this is like the very first time that we've gotten in this kind of scale that character. So
I've never seen it or heard of it, so I thought it was cool.
It's you never so he's part of the 2099 sub-series that Marvel did back in the day. I want my favorite characters from the obviously Spider-Man 2099 has been done many times in Marvel Legends. but they've never done Venom up to this point. So, but my favorites from the 2099 were Punisher and Doctor Doom. So
Mm,
I think we're probably at least going to get a Doom 2099 in the fairly near future, which that I will pick up.
you would think.
For you video game addicts, we've got a release date for that upcoming Wolverine video game, which is September 15th. I
So
don't
that
really
should be
play.
interesting.
What's up?
So that should be interesting. I'm not really a big modern video game person, but if there's a big open world aspect and stabbing of things, I might have to get it.
Yeah, I mean this is going to be similar to like the Spider-Man game, only a little more violent, I think. So
Yeah, that doesn't sound bad. There's another
now,
game
if
I'm
you
more excited for.
the Maximum Collection,
Nope, it's not even Marvel, buddy.
well, this if you're into classics, might be up your alley because this
Oh,
is basically a collection of a bunch of the old Marvel arcade and console games, including X Men, Spider Man, X Men Arcade's Revenge, Captain America and the Avengers, Spider Man, Venom, Maximum Carnage, which is a very popular game back in the
you
day
have
for
me there.
Sega.
Oh yeah, I love that game.
So this will be out for Nintendo Switch, PS5, Xbox, Steam. So but all the classics in one game.
Should be cool.
So that's coming. I don't think we have a release date on that one, but so what is your game that you're?
Oh, have you seen the retro He-Man game?
Oh yeah,
That looks fun.
so the He-Man and the Dragon of the Pearl Destruction. So we got a release date on that one too. So that's coming out April of this year, April 28th. So yeah, that definitely looks pretty good. Same games as that Marvel one. So, but this is not. This is like a new. It's made to look like a retro
Yeah,
game, but
those are my
it's a new
favorites.
game. This isn't like a game that came out back in the day. So, and you got She-Ra and He-Man and all the classic characters. So that looks cool. Yeah, I don't like. I don't have a PlayStation 5. Like I've owned every PlayStation until the PlayStation 5, but I just because I very rarely played the PlayStation 4, so I just was like, yeah, I'm not even going to bother with PlayStation
See, I
5.
buy it just for literally for two things.
Well,
I
you have kids, so
Well,
I'm
even before that, I bought
sure.
it just for uh, Madden every year, but I've gotten a lot away from that. More was the wrestling game each year.
W 2K.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now I have a Nintendo Switch, so hopefully I'll be able to get this
Mm.
game for I have the original Nintendo Switch, but hopefully I can still get just says Nintendo Switch, so I assume it will be available on that. So. All right, let's see what. Let's throw over to McFarlane. So, you didn't get to see McFarlane at Toy Fair, right?
I didn't bother.
Yeah. So let's talk about today's pre-order. I have no idea what the fuck Poppy time playtime is, um, but these were just announced yesterday. And I guess there's a GameStop exclusive version,
I,
and these are 7-inch and I think 4-inch. Now, apparently, McFarlane's not the first company to even do action figures based on this property. So, um, but these, we were kind of joking about these, but these all sold out at Big Bad Toy Store.
yeah, they're sold out of EE too. So I'm wondering if everybody was like, okay, Todd, we'll take a couple cases. I just can't imagine that they're. I gotta
I
see.
mean, it, or this is one of those things that we're probably too old to really,
I guess it's possible.
and it's like I don't know if this is like a video game or
So they're almost all in stock at McFarlane store. So I'm guessing nobody ordered that many.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of par for the course these days. I mean, it's not unusual for something McFarlane to sell out pretty quickly at most e-tailers, at
Yes.
least initially. But yeah, so I don't really know anything about this property, but again, those went up for pre-order today. Those articulated hockey figures went up for pre-order this week. I don't know. Did you carry those?
Now I'm gonna give some of the other sports a try when the legends come out. Just because if you know when we get legends, if they don't sell, then we know exactly how good they are.
You're talking about like the NBA
Yeah,
Larry Bird and Dr. J
yeah,
figures.
yep. That Matt, obviously they did not get themselves any Michael Jordan, but we got Magic. So
Yep. We got LeBron, even though he's not a legend, part of the Legends subseries, but
got
LeBron's
you
coming.
retired first, buddy. Sorry, LeBron.
Yeah, I wonder if he will do McFarlane. I wonder if he will do Michael Jordan at some point. I'm sure that one probably costs
I
a
think
pretty penny.
everything Michael Jordan has to go through Upper Deck. I read somewhere.
Yeah, I think you're right. Those went up at Entertainment Earth and Amazon. I don't even think Big Bad carried those. And then, so this is another new thing that McFarlane's doing. These little construct figures. They're going to be doing Spawn construct figures, but they're starting out with hockey figures. So I guess these are kind of like mini mates or Lego minifigures. You know, that's what they kind of strike me as. They're 2 inches tall.
Yeah, uh, you
So
know, Mini Mates wasn't exactly a hot property, so
I feel like I know because Todd loves trends, and I know like one of the big marketing trends these days are like blind bag stuff. So
yeah,
I feel like this is what he's kind of aiming for with those.
I could easily see that.
Our first pre-order from McFarlane next month is going to be this Elite Edition Lich King figure from World of Warcraft. I think this figure will probably sell out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I don't know anything about World of Warcraft, but that dude looks cool.
Yeah, I think this will be a popular one.
I
So
did.
that
I
goes up.
ordered 1 or 2 cases of it, so I'll have it
That,
for a minute.
that goes up for pre-order on March 2nd at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want that one online, I would definitely be online around that time because, like I say, I feel like that'll sell out pretty good. Since I talked to all you guys, well, actually, these have not gone up for pre-order yet. They've started hitting physical Target stores, but they don't go up for pre-order until March 5th. These are so Christopher Reeve Superman. We're getting again has a new smiling, super smiling face sculpt. Has a soft goods cape. Last one had a soft goods cape. But big difference with this one is it's got the third new head sculpt with the big smile. Again, these have already been hitting Target stores. We've got Bane. The original Bane was a Build-A-Figure. Then they did a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive with the coat. This version does not have a coat, but it's not an exclusive. So that's part of this wave. And then the third figure is Heath Ledger Joker, which is pretty much the same Joker they did before, only with a little more accurate paint deco and maybe a few more accessories. But
The inside of the jacket is more accurate, I was told.
yes. So those go up on March 5th, though, like I say, a lot of people have already started finding those at Target stores. So it's hard to say how that'll do, how those will do since they're kind of reissues and they're already hitting physical stores. But
Yeah, we'll see.
let's see. So a couple of Spawn figures I did not talk about last week from Toy Fair. We've got a new Curse of Spawn and Wings of Redemption Spawn and Nightmare Spawn figures. So I don't know when these will go up for pre-order. But I really like it really was weird to me that they did not have on display the not Jack Nicholson Joker figure. So
Yeah,
and like I know originally that was supposed to go up for pre-order. They said at their last fan stream it was going to go up in February, I think.
they're way behind
So
on pre-orders. That's why.
yeah, I mean like those three DC movie figures we just talked about, those were originally supposed to go up for pre-order, I think at the end of January. So
Yeah,
they got obviously got delayed. So hopefully that, Joker not being on display doesn't mean like I felt like when I first saw it wasn't on display at Toy Fair, I was like, I hope somebody didn't get pissed and said, "Yeah, that looks too much like Jack Nicholson. You can't do it."
don't
So
know, but it wouldn't shock me.
I hope that doesn't happen. All right, let's go over to NECA. So we saw this at Toy Fair. Did you get to see NECA?
I did, I did.
NECA
Uh,
actually had some of the coolest reveals, I felt like, at Toy Fair.
yeah, they did. I mean, I'm a little frustrated with them at the moment, just because a lot of it's going to go Haulathon first.
Yep. So
But
Super Grover
you know,
here is going to be a Target Haulathon first, which we know is in March. We just don't know exactly when. Now, Haulathon is one of those events that stretches out for like a month or so every Friday. Stuff hits physical stores. Supposed to be out the same week as they go up for pre-order, but that usually doesn't go very well. Um, but so we know because the Walmart or the Target website says Haulathon will start in March, but it doesn't give a specific date. At least last time I checked. But I know they said at Toy Fair this Super Grover figure would be offered at Haulathon first. It's not a Target exclusive, so it will be available. Just like was it the count last year they did, where it
yeah,
was available at Target first and then everywhere else later on.
yeah. So if you're going crazy, going back and forth, don't just wait it out. We'll all have it. Someone's in the chat asking about Garfello. I got charged for him today, so he should be another week or so.
Yeah, so because I think Target has it on their website, but not yet available. So I
Yeah,
think that's let's see. Yeah, see, so it says March is NECA Haulathon month, but again, doesn't give us a specific date. The next Geek Out event will be in June, um, but Haulathon is next month, and again, it'll be on a Friday. So I'm gonna say it's either gonna start the first Friday or the second Friday of the month, but we'll wait for the official announcement. Usually, you start to see the products hitting Target shelves before
incorrect.
they actually go online. So the fact I haven't seen anyone find like the Super Grover in store yet makes me think that it might not start until like the second week of March.
Yeah.
And for those of you like my wife loves these figures, so I always buy these for her. Um, there will be a regular Grover and a 2-pack with the dude with the soup. I don't know if you remember
Oh,
that.
Swedish Chef.
No, not sweet. That's Muppets.
Oh yeah, I'm getting my things confused.
The guy with, Grover's the waiter, and I can't remember his name, but and Grover brings him a bowl of soup, and then the guy's like, "There's a fly in my soup," and then Grover has to go back and bring him another one, and it's a big funny skit that they do. So that was on display at San Diego Comic Con. Do those are those Muppet figures selling pretty well for you? Or not Muppets, but Sesame Street?
Oh yeah, they sell. I mean, they like Bert and Ernie hit a wall eventually, and well, they've all hit a wall now. But like they actually, every time a new one gets released, they start pumping again. So I actually just had to get a couple cases of each of them because I was getting low.
Yeah, Big Bird was the last one to go up for pre-order,
Yes.
and that was like a deluxe type figure.
Yeah, he was a big boy.
But so there is a regular. If Super Grover is not your thing, this is the 2-pack that's coming.
Oh, that
Yeah. If Rich is still on here, he can tell us the name of the guy. I forget. But Super Grover will be a Target Haulathon first. NECA also. So this just went up for pre-order today. Have you gotten this one up yet?
It's literally, I've been sitting here working on it. He'll be up in the
Uh,
next hour or so.
okay. So Ghostface Ultimate figure. Coolest thing about this one is this head that pays tribute to the Scary Movie, which was a parody, of these characters. So
That is cool.
that kind of makes this one unique. They've done Ghostface before, but technically this is the Ghostface Returns Ultimate figures. You get various heads and masks and stuff. But like I say, the coolest one is the Scary Movie. This was interesting. I can't remember. Like, NECA has been throwing out these Harry Potter figures, so I'm like, did they do Harry Potter before? I know they've done like little miniature sets, but I don't remember them. These don't look highly articulated in any way.
They're older. They were from, I think, early 2010s, maybe.
Okay, so these are basically just reissues.
Yeah. They told me they made some quote unquote updates. We'll see.
Like I remember McFarlane doing Harry Potter for a while. I
Yeah.
didn't remember NECA, but
And
does
honestly, they all run together in my head.
Yeah. New Predator 2 City Hunter poster figure. That went up for pre-order. So they've done this guy before. I finally watched. Are you into Predator at all?
It's never been my thing. It's one of those things I need to watch.
You've never watched it?
I haven't seen anything since the original Predator. Let's put it that
You,
way.
you have seen the original.
Yes.
Yeah, that's still my favorite. But I watched the newest one, Badlands, because
How was it?
it's out on Hulu. I mean, I watched it from my home. I didn't pay anything extra for it. It was enjoyable. I definitely glad I waited until it came out on home release, but it was a fairly enjoyable. It was a very because it really instead of the Predator being really the bad guy, the Predator was really kind of the good guy in this movie. So it
Okay.
was kind of a different take on it. So, but like I said, I thought it was kind of a decent movie. If you got nothing to do and you've got Hulu, then it's
All right, I'll
definitely
throw
worth
it on in the
checking out.
background. I'm in.
Playmates, we saw these at Toy Fair, but we've got the official images for the next round of Godzilla turtle figures. Obviously, they're rounding out their turtle stuff for this year. This one is my favorite Jet Jaguar version. But again, this is the second wave. And of course, they're doing. Did you get to see Playmates at all at Toy Fair?
No, I hate they want nothing to do with small businesses at all. And they mark up their stuff so much that you can't buy it from distribution. It's like $1 less than retail price. So I'm just like, you know what? Couldn't have happened to a better company with losing that license.
Oh, I mean, they certainly had issues over the years, but I mean, we wouldn't have turtles today if it
No,
wasn't for
I give
them.
them their credit for that. No doubt.
But I thought this was cool for this Godzilla. Oh, this is actually Power Rangers Godzilla, not
Yes.
Turtles. Sorry, I got
I
my
didn't even
crossover
that
lines
is cool.
confused. What's up?
I didn't see that. That is cool.
So they got this dragon Zord Godzilla basically
That's cool.
to go along with these Power Ranger Godzilla figures. Good old Pixel Dan giving a tour of the booth. But yeah. Like Godzilla is like everywhere now. It's like it's so crazy.
It's an
I gotta
interesting
check out what's up.
it's an interesting property from a sales standpoint. Like Christmas time, it sells really well.
Just Godzilla in general, or
Everything Godzilla. Like it was wild this year. I'm just like, man, I had so much Godzilla 3 weeks ago. Now there's none.
the I don't. Do you watch the movies or anything like that?
I watched the American versions recently.
Well, there's like a there's the whole Kong versus Godzilla series of
Yes,
movies that they've
I've
been
watched
doing, but there's like a kind of a spin-off series that that's on Apple. I think it's Apple TV, and it has Kurt Russell in it. It
Oh,
has both Kurt Russell and his son playing the same character because it goes back and forth in time.
that's cool.
So it's playing old him. Kurt Russell plays him, you know, the older version of the character, and then his son plays the younger version of the character. So, but I haven't. The second season just started. I haven't watched it yet, but the first season was pretty good.
I'll take a look.
Let's see. Are you going to try and carry the Playmates GI Joe Turtle crossover line? Because
I'd
I
love
think that'll
to.
be.
It's going to do well. I've had so many people ask me. I'll have to see if it goes up at distribution at a good price, but generally, like I could literally buy it off of Amazon for what they want to charge me for it.
Yeah, I was originally not going to get them, but I think I will now, just because it's kind of a one and done thing,
Yeah.
and I feel like we may never see anything like that again. So, just for its, I like both properties and its uniqueness, and it's not something like I'm going to have to dedicate tons and tons of shelf space for, because it's not like it's going to be like 10 waves of figures or anything. So,
Yeah. That makes sense.
and I love the vehicle, like the Dragonfly copter.
Yeah. That thing looks cool.
I probably will get the Amazon exclusive version that has the Raphael as Wild Bill.
Mm.
While we're on the subject of GI Joe, so we had the new wave go up for pre-order a couple weeks ago. Was it? Actually, I guess it's probably a week ago now.
Yeah.
How did the? So we had some new. Well, we had Sundown, the new character, kind of new. It's really kind of a nod to cops.
Yeah. That's what I thought too.
But I'm curious to know how, like, a brand new character that they create, how that does.
He did well. I don't know if it's gonna if that's like a harbinger of things to come or not, but like that whole wave did really well.
Did it?
Yeah.
Definitely the Royal Guard seemed to do really well, which is not shocking. Everybody, it's an army builder, and I think everybody wants to get their Cobra Law. We just need Globulus.
Yeah.
I only got one. I know a lot of people probably bought more than one, but
There's I'm I hope they don't screw the pooch on distribution on it and they made enough because I would that's one of those things I love to be able to get more of just to keep in stock.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they make more.
They've been
Like I
doing
said,
a darn good job lately of not underestimating.
but we got a peek at the upcoming Deep Six figure with one of the promo pictures
Mm,
with Hydro Viper. So, they made it blurry and stuff. So I didn't post this as news, but I did. I used AI to clear up the picture.
nice.
I used Photoshop. The AI feature on Photoshop to clear it up. So obviously, there's some interpretation. I gotta find it here because. So that's the original image, and then this is my
Ah,
Photoshop AI enhanced Photoshop image. So
be
I think
interesting.
this gives you a pretty good idea what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
I think like you'll notice the blue stripes on his leg. I
Hmm.
think that's probably not going to be on the figure because it looks like in the original picture that's a blue light shining off his leg, and I think the AI just interpreted it as a blue stripe. So, you know, But again, not 100%, but I think this gives you a pretty good idea of what their Deep Six figure will look like. And, he will have articulation. It seems pretty clear that he will be, the original Deep Six figure, which came with the Shark vehicle, did not have really much in the way of articulation, but because he was in that big clunky suit. So, but I'm glad those figures did pretty well. How about that female Snake Eyes? Did that do?
She did really well too. She was a weird one because, like, I think everybody was thrown off by the weird drop timing
going up the week before. Yeah,
because like she did not sell that well at first, but then as that week went on, she did.
And I think so I'm pretty sure the next pre-orders will be for the Zanya and with Swamp Skier.
Yeah.
And the 2-pack with the Renegades. I don't know if they'll go up on the same day. We've got 8, according to the Entertainment Earth Drop Zone page, we've got 8 different Hasbro pre-orders coming up next month. And I imagine these 2 will be at least part of that.
Yeah.
I just don't know which day yet.
March yet, but I'd say that's a pretty good bet.
But I'm definitely going to get this 2-pack to finish out my Renegades from the G.I. Joe animated movie.
Nice.
And then also I will get this. I think it was a missed opportunity not making the Swamp Skier its own vehicle, like selling it as its own separate vehicle. Because I feel like people would army build this for all their dreadnoughts.
Who says that they're done?
Well, that's true. That's true. But I only got one. I'm not buying. I don't need 5 Zanyas. I will give the Swamp Skier to Zartan, of course, and then the other dreadnoughts will just have to hoof it. Hopefully we'll get a Thunder Machine at some point. Zartan sold out quickly at Target, the Ninja Force Zartan. I imagine that will be available again at some point, though. So
probably he'll probably give you the in-store thing.
Yep. And then this was another new character that they introduced, the Professor Rockclaw. This is one of those 2 figures in 1 type deal.
Yeah, the pet 2-packs is what they call them.
Yeah, but the figure itself, you can either have as Professor Rockclaw, or you can put the Viper head on it and have him as what they call the Paleo Viper. So basically his men. So this is kind of an army builder type figure. And, each of the Vipers will have their own Raptor. So I feel like if people like this character and like this idea of, Cobra experimenting with dinosaurs, this will be a pretty good seller.
It'll be really interesting to see. I'm looking forward to getting some product for the current comic run with Transformers and G.I. Joe crossing over. I've heard nothing about anything being imminent, but you'd have to imagine that they'll take advantage of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, surprisingly, neither this guy or the Sundown guy are in the comics. They just kind of made them completely new. Speaking of Transformers, so these were Target exclusives, but the Dakar versions are going to be coming out overseas next week. Hound, Hot Rod, and Sunstreaker from the movie. Also, reissues of the Masterpiece cassettes for Soundwave, Rumble Frenzy, Ravage, Buzzsaw, and Ratbat. No Laserbeak in this set, I think these are, one's a 2-pack and the other is a 3-pack.
Well, Laserbeak, isn't he coming with the Soundwave Takara?
Well, these are all reissues, so is there another?
Well, the Soundwave went up 3 months ago.
I think that probably did have Laserbeak, yeah. I have the originals. I have this original MP Soundwave and all the cassettes, so I haven't paid that close attention to these. So here's a so this one. How, how did this one sell? The new Astro Train, did that sell well for you?
Disastrous.
Was it?
Yeah.
So this guy got the figure already in hand, of course, because these guys always get these Transformers early. But this is I have the one on the right already, and
Yeah.
I like that robot mode better than this new one,
The new
which is
one
why
looks
I didn't.
very dull.
It's so plain looking to me, the robot mode. So I passed on this one because of that. I love the train mode. The train mode is fantastic on this new one. Um, the space shuttle mode isn't too bad. I just hate how that back fin doesn't stick up more. Get to a good image. I do, and even on the train mode, you can like open up in the back like you would see in the cartoon, and have a little mini figure in there.
That's pretty cool.
But like, see that back wing, it just doesn't stick up enough. Otherwise, I think the shuttlecraft mode looks good. But again, I keep mine usually in robot mode, so that's the most important mode to me. So I like the older one in robot mode better. So I passed on this one. I did get Shockwave, and I got um, God, what was the other? I'm drawing a blank. Oh, okay. So yeah, Shockwave and Skywarp I got.
Nice.
I passed on Kranix, even though that's the like only new one in this assortment that went up for pre-order.
That's funny.
But did
They
that
all,
one do well?
yeah, Kranix did, and both of the Voyager ones did. Shockwave and Skywarp.
Skywarp's the new mold for the jets, the Seeker jets that we saw first with Thundercracker. Skywarp's just a complete, or not Skywarp, but Shockwave's just a complete reissue, but a
Mm.
popular one. The thing about the Snarl, it's a great figure, but it's still the first one they did is still I can go to Big Bad Toy Store and get the Snarl figure. It was amazing to me that they were already reissuing that figure.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. What's more interesting is it actually sold decently.
I did it. Well, I like to say it's a great figure. It's just that you could still get it.
I sold,
I was
wow, just as many, one less Snarl than I did Astro Train.
Well, yeah. Was Astro Train the worst of? I mean, the Wheeljack and the Sunstreak are also reissues, so
Yeah,
I
they
don't
didn't do.
know. Like I'm trying to, like I've primarily been a masterpiece collector, but I started getting more into the studio series stuff. So I'm trying what I call season one characters.
Okay.
I'm trying to round out. I've got almost all the I need Shockwave and Skywarp were the two I really main ones I needed left for the Decepticon. So I was like, yeah, I'm definitely getting those. I still need Frenzy. I need
Mm.
a Frenzy, but then I'll have all my season one in this scale. And then there's some Autobots that I still need as well. Like I need Mirage and I need Trailbreaker and Prowl and Blue Streak.
I luckily never went down the road of adding any of them to the personal collection, and now it's like, nope, 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 don't need it. I'm good.
I love G1 Transformers. G1 Transformers, GI Joe, and Star Wars were the three main toy lines I collected as a kid. So I always have a.
We're different eras slightly because for me it was Motu, Turtles, and then Hasbro WWF.
Well, Motu was certainly my era, my age group. I just never personally. I watched the cartoon, but I never, as a kid, collected He-Man toys. I had a friend who collected them. Not collected, but bought them to play with and stuff. But I personally just never got into the toys of Masters of the Universe. I watched the cartoon religiously, but I just never got into the toys. But for me, I started as Star Wars and then moved into GI Joe and Transformer, and it was really the comics that first got me into GI Joe and Transformers, more so than the cartoon. But so this is the Walmart Collector Con Transformer offering. This is celebrating the 250th anniversary of USA with this
That's actually kind
transforming
of cool.
soccer. So that'll be offered at Collector Con. I don't know if it'll be on the Friday or Thursday, but oh, and this one too. This this will also be Walmart Collector Con. This Star Eagle. This is another anniversary.
Nice.
Actually, maybe this is the anniversary figure. I think this one is for soccer fans. Maybe they're both anniversary. I don't know. The bird, which the American eagle, is definitely celebrating America's 250th anniversary. So, and both are Walmart Collector Con. Because nothing says America like being a Walmart exclusive. Star Wars. So we had yesterday go up for pre-order Pulse exclusive 2-pack Commander Wolf and Plo Koon.
I heard about that disaster.
What? Other than it was kind of a surprise.
That it sold out super quick, and if you didn't have a Pulse membership, you had pretty low chance
Of course.
of it off.
Yeah. I worry if that's going to be the case with that Marvel Legend Bullseye used
I think
2-pack.
there's a good chance of it.
I will not pay $50 for the privilege to be able to buy any company's product.
Yeah, I do it just because I get the shipping on the HasLabs. That's it.
SH figure, it's a new Mandalorian and Grogu figure, of course, with the new movie coming out. That's going up for pre-order next week. So. Not much else on this. We already talked about the Mafex Moff Gideon. Well, let me so see if I can find it. So this was these are the Walmart Collector Con Star Wars items that we know of. So this was the one listing that Hasbro sent out that actually gave a specific date, which again said March 13th. So that pretty much for you Storm Collectible fans, we got the Storm Arena Akuma figure from Street Fighter Alpha, plus some reissues went up today at Big Bad. If you missed out on Ken, Ryu, and Saiget, those are available again. Those, of course, are Big Bad Toy Store, pretty much exclusives.
Basically.
So we got. We Want More Thundercats got their hands on the reissue deluxe Tigra figure. I think you put these up for pre-order.
I don't even remember if I did. I think I skipped out on it. I'm so scared of anything Super 7 right now.
They were very disappointing at Toy Fair. They were probably the most disappointing as far as reveals and such.
It was ironic though, because their booth was busy every time I walked by it.
Was it? Yeah. Like I was hoping we at least get to see their Visionary Reaction Plus figures, but nope. I definitely was hoping we were going to get to see what they were doing for Invincible for Ultimates, but again, nope.
Nothing. That's going to be a hard sell when you have Jada Toys, or not? Is it Jada or somebody else is doing it?
Yeah, Jada's doing Invincible. Yeah. I think Jada's is based technically on the cartoon. I think Super 7 is going to be based on the comic book. So I feel like you might intermix those lines a little bit. Like if Super 7 does like a larger character that would work well with the 6-inch figures.
Yeah.
So the thing about, well, really both companies is they're so slow. Like it's going to take forever to
Sure is.
any figure. So, but so a lot of people have been wondering if this reissue of Tiger was going to be an improvement over the original Tiger they did, a little more accurate with the paint applications, and it does seem that way. I'm told this will have the elbow pad on the right arm, which was missing on the original figure. And then you don't have that. The paint apps were a little bit off on the abs of the original figure, so they fixed that. And just the overall paint deco, I think, is a little bit more cartoon accurate. But so, and then we had some new wrestling figures. Have you gotten any of these up yet?
They'll be up as soon as I get off of this. I gotta finish them. They're just
Okay,
about
so
ready to roll.
So, Big Bad Toy Store this morning put up Elite Collection 126, which has Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, Javon Evans, El Grande Americano. I think this is technically the original Grande Americano, not.
Oh, same guy. I don't know what you're talking about.
What's that?
It's only one El Grande. I don't know what you're talking about. He's known the world over. What else does he have to do?
The old Chad Gable Americano.
Definitely not.
Penta and Roxanne Perez. I know Roxanne Perez and Penta, I think, sold out at Big Bad.
Yeah, I'll have them here shortly.
These were on display at Toy Fair, but of course, I guess Mattel didn't bother to release images, or not yet.
I found them from England, so I'll have images up here shortly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always interesting with Mattel and images.
Yeah, Penta sold out at Big Bad. I don't know if Roxanne. Yep, Roxanne sold out.
The female, like, I can almost. I order. I've gotten really good at wrestling pre-orders, so I might have an El Grande issue because I didn't go too heavy on him, but Roxanne and Penta I went super heavy on.
Well, the El Grande character's really been getting pushed a lot, and I don't know.
Great. I mean, he's great.
Do you watch? Do you ever watch the AAA?
No, my friend keeps telling me I need to, but I haven't.
Oh, it's so it comes on every Saturday night. You have to watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, he's like texting me. I'm like, all right, I'll get there. I promise. I'll turn it on soon.
It is some of the best wrestling. You got to watch the American version. Well, the version that has the English speaking announcers.
Okay, that's what I need.
So,
I don't do well with what I try to follow.
What's his face is one of the announcers. Oh God, from the AP.
Bradshaw?
Yeah, Bradshaw. He's one of the announcers. So, and like, but it's just like, it's some of the best So, Dirty Dom is like the current champion there. So, that's his second belt that he carries around and stuff. And like, you'll see a lot of WWE wrestlers pop, regular WWE wrestlers. Mr. Iguana is on there. He's like a great character. Sol Ruka is on there.
Oh, okay.
Like they're a tag team. Sol Ruka and Mr. Iguana are like that. I forget what they call it, but it's like it's the men woman tag team championship.
Oh, mix, yeah, mixed tag.
Yeah. So that's like my new favorite tag team. But they're just like, because they're all the luchador high flyers and stuff, so they just really have great matches to watch and stuff. So I do highly recommend you check. Like, I usually, because it comes on at like either 9 or 10 o'clock on Saturday night. Okay. So I usually don't watch it until like Sunday, but
Yeah, it's one of those things I'll throw up on the TV as I'm working. Sounds good to me.
And of course, we got the elimination challenge coming up this Saturday as well.
What time is that? That's not an international show, is it?
It's 7. It starts at 7 p.m.
Cool. I'll be home ready to roll for that one. I don't even know what's on the card. Let's see.
Well, you got the men's elimination is, so I don't know. Did you watch Raw?
No, I'm behind. Super behind.
Okay, so Bronson got injured, like really injured.
Oh, really?
So he's out for indefinite. So the vision is falling apart super because Braun Breaker also got injured and he's out.
But they got Austin Theory. They'll be fine.
Yeah, Austin Theory and Logan Paul are the only two guys left. And so, from what I understand, Bronson was supposed to win the match and go to the elimination chamber, but then they had to change it up because Jimmy Uso ended up winning.
Oh, wait, no, I'm good with Jimmy. I like Big Jim.
I'm sorry, not Jimmy, but Jay Uso.
Oh, I can't do that.
So the elimination chamber match is now LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Jay Uso, Javon Evans, and Mr. Pepper Steppers. God, what's his name? He's one of the new guys from NXT.
Okay. Trick Williams?
Yeah, Trick Williams.
Okay, cool. I want to know who's in the box.
What's that?
I want to know who is in the box.
What do you mean?
Did you see the whole the don't open till 228 crate?
Oh, the crate, yeah. I've seen crazy theories. It's Vince McMahon. It's Chris Jericho. It's
So I'm looking at the betting odds on Vegas right now. Jericho is the second favorite. Number one favorite is Dan Houston of AEW fame. Very nice, very evil.
Well, I know for a while everyone thought it was going to be Chris Jericho, but then they discovered he's still under contract, so it's pretty likely not Chris Jericho.
We also have odds for Bad Bunny and Jake Paul. I'm going to still go with it's Dan Houston. It's got to be.
I hope it's not Jake Paul. But they're like totally having to pivot now because, like I say, with all the injuries, who knows what they're going to do. They're pretty much going on the fly.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see.
So we have on the card for Elimination Chamber, we have CM Punk versus Finn Balor again.
Yeah, don't care there.
I wouldn't mind seeing Finn win just to kind of mix it up a little bit, but I don't see that happening.
No. I'm looking forward to seeing Punk and Roman though. So
my thing about Roman is like a guy who's hardly ever there. I just don't want to see getting the belt.
I will forever be a Roman guy. I love the guy.
I like Roman, but he's a part-timer, and so
exactly.
Yeah.
Do I work half as much as you? Yeah. Do I make 4 times as much? Yeah.
But yeah, so, and like I say, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do at WrestleMania now, and obviously another big thing has been that ticket sales for WrestleMania have been down. So like they're trying to change things up, but
the ticket sales are down because their ticket sales prices are stupid.
So expensive, yeah.
Like beyond stupid.
I mean, you and I went to that Raw SmackDown screen. That wasn't too bad, but I originally had wanted us to go to the John Cena Saturday night main event thing, and those prices for any kind of decent seat were just so outrageously expensive that it was like, no way.
It's insane, and it's a shame. Actually, shit, was I supposed to go to a show that night? My buddy was telling me about one. We were going to go to a New Japan show in Jersey, But then I forgot about it till we were just talking about wrestling. What is that? Oh crap! It was tonight. I guess we forgot to go. Shit. It's in Trenton. That would have been fun. Oh, Andrade is in the main event. We were looking at the prices and it's like, super cheap. And I'm like, oh, cool. Wrestling cheap. I'm in.
Oh, for the Andrade was the main event at the Japan.
Yeah.
I lost track with. Didn't he go to AEW and then there was like a contract dispute?
I thought so. I don't know. That guy's all over the place.
Oh, so I don't know if it was in your betting pool, but another going theory for the guy in the crate is black or not black. Who's the guy? Cross.
Oh, really?
So and that's based on simply that he was doing an interview, and he got a text from Paul Heyman during the interview, and he wouldn't tell anybody what Paul Heyman was texting him about. So.
Interesting. Yeah, that should be interesting.
So anyway, getting back to figures. So Entertainment Earth put up different figures for pre-order. So we got Ultimate Edition 31 Wave with John Cena, Randy Orton, and Chelsea Green. Some of these I think you've already had up for pre-order.
Yeah, that's why it's all messy.
Championship Showdown Series 27, Jey Uso versus Logan Paul, Seth Rollins versus LA Knight, Ethan Page versus Ricky Saints, main event 165. So that's Hollywood Hogan, John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Sol Ruca, and Ethan Page. WWE Championship Wave 2 from 2026, Logan Paul with U.S. Championship title, Damian Priest with World Heavyweight, and The Rock, the People's Championship title. Elite Collection Greatest Hits Wave 4, John Cena, Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu, and Roman Reigns. And then finally, Survivor Series Elite Collection, Jey Uso, Undertaker, and Randy Orton, and Booker T.
Yeah.
So are you going to have all these figures from both Big Bad and...
Yeah, I think I even have a couple more, because do any of those two have the Chelsea Green 2-pack?
I don't think
I think that's supposed to go live with this stuff too. So I got that one all queued up, ready to go.
No, not that I see here.
It's all.
I know what you're talking about because I remember posting the original images for that, but it doesn't look like it's coming for pre-order. So, and then this was another kind of funny thing. So Mattel Creations has in stock a bunch of figures that were Target exclusives that Target is yet to get in stock yet. So submission match 3-pack with Bret the Hitman Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Ken Shamrock. The Bray Wyatt Ultimate Edition figure. And All Elite Collection Legend Series 30 with Jesse Ventura, Mr. Fuji, Michelle McCool, and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I know you're not a ringside, you don't pay too much attention to them, but I picked these up from them. They are good.
Was that
Hawk and Animal, baby?
Hawk and Animal. Yeah.
This is from their unsanctioned collection, but they look and feel just like their elites. And I needed them for my tag team shelf to go with Demolition.
So, are you like? I don't collect wrestling figures myself. I've never really been. I have a few here and there, but I've never.
At this point, I'm most active in wrestling figures, older ones specifically. Like, I'd say mid to late 80s, early 90s, like the really campy era. Love that stuff.
Did you get the Jesse Body Ventura Saturday Night Main Event Mattel Creation?
I think so. I have a pile on my floor in my home office to open. Like, I still have like the Steiners from last year sitting there. These guys got delivered to the store, so I was like, oh, perfect excuse to open it.
So I only have this figure because Mattel actually sent it to me. They send me some of these Mattel Creation figures sometimes.
Oh, I love it. I'm dying for like a Mean Gene at this point. I'm shocked we haven't gotten one.
We've never gotten Mean Gene.
Not anytime recently, at least. Like I got my Gorilla Monsoon. He's very lonely.
Yeah, that is weird. I assume he's still.
Well, there's a lot of
licensable
wrestling companies now that are like trying to sign Legends deals out from under WWE.
Right. I forget. Did Mean Gene end his career at WWE or was it at WCW?
He was in WCW, but then he came back after the purchase, not like full time. He just came back to visit. Like he was on a lot of those like Legend Raws.
Nerdler says Chamber might be lame. Women's is looking kind of lame. I am. He says Knight should win. I'm with you. I hope LA Knight wins the Chamber match. I don't think he will. I have a feeling it's going to probably be Cody Rhodes, but
yeah,
I hope LA Knight wins. Punk and Roman going to be a real slow one, like Valentine's slow.
Listen,
Heyman will align with Punk after the match.
That guy switches alignments way too quickly.
Well, I think Heyman's going to, Brock Lesnar. Oh, so was that Brock Lesnar?
He's got
issued an open challenge, but I'm trying to remember. That wasn't for Elimination Chamber.
I think it was for Mania. I'm assuming it's going to be
Mania.
Like Oba Femi.
Yeah, that would be. I like him. He's I like his little strut when he comes.
He is going to be a big star. Like when I look at the guys coming up from NXT now, like with him, I like him and Javon Evans. I think Trick Williams is a bust. I just don't see his act translating and being different enough for the main roster. But Oba and Javon, man, I like them a lot.
If Javon can stay healthy, I think he will be successful. My worry is that he does such these crazy moves and stuff that he's going to end up getting hurt.
Hopefully he can be like a Kofi Kingston, like rubber type guy who doesn't seem to get hurt very often, but we'll see.
My thing about like WWE never really seems to know how to use big guys very well. Like they start them off, they build them up, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, we don't really have anybody convincingly beat these guys, so now we gotta basically have them lose to everybody.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny to watch how bad they are at that. Like they figured it out with. I actually think they've done a pretty good job. Who's the big guy who's been around for years now but is never on TV?
Well, there's Omos who is over at.
Yeah,
he's actually over in AAA right now.
Yeah, like he's.
So if you want to see him, the what's the guy's name? He's essentially the guy's going to be fighting Dirty Dom for the championship.
Oh, really? Oh, that's actually okay. That I'll watch.
Well, Omos isn't fighting Dirty Dom, but Omos is part of his like little clique of, like he's essentially his,
nice. Enforcer.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, but like Braun Strowman, I mean, like the way that, or Big Show, or they just always seem to end up. Even like Bronson Reed, like he started out like nobody could, or Jacob Fatu, and now it's like all of a sudden they get beat all the time. I don't know, just.
Yeah, they should be able to do a better job of that. I think that they really focus on it till that first loss comes in. And then after that first loss, they're like, all right, genie's out of the bottle. It doesn't matter now.
And if you really look at it, it kind of goes all the way back to Andre the Giant. I mean,
Well, there's a lot of stories about when Andre came in, Vince Sr. had said to him, like, hey, listen, you should not be wrestling this much. You should not be doing drop kicks. Like, you are the attraction. You are a giant. Be a giant.
Yeah. Andre was great.
Yeah, they don't make them like that. I just love who the hell? There's a comedian I was listening to. He was on Chris Van Slites. I can never say the guy's name. His interview show, and he was saying how he liked to call random people on the set at Billions and leave voicemails as Andre the Giant doing conspiracy theories. And he'd be like, "No one ever went to the moon. It's fake."
All right. Well, we've gone way past our normal hour time, so I think we're gonna call it a day. But I appreciate you coming on and talking to us and sharing your thoughts. So you're gonna your best thing was K-pop Demon Hunters
My
from
favorite thing, man. I
Are you gonna carry those?
Oh my gosh, I ordered the dolls, the Barbie style even, because
Oh, wow.
my kids would kill me if I didn't. My
And you
daughter.
think they'll sell well? I mean, I know K-pop Demon Hunter is super popular with kids and stuff,
It's
but
like
you think that's going to translate well to
I do. I think
the
it will.
adult?
I think it's going to be very much like another type of anime, any other type of really popular anime. And frankly, I don't know if you've watched it, but it's good. I hate to say it.
No, I've
Just
never watched it. But
etchy. Like
is it essentially kind of like Gem and the holograms? I mean, isn't it the same
now that you say
idea?
it, yes. Yeah. Now that you say it, but like I guess the big difference is like the people it's based on are still touring, so it's just like
But I
my
guess they're
daughter.
real life people, right?
Yeah, she really. I'm relatively sure they don't actually hunt demons, but they
Well,
are
yeah.
banned.
Do they really sing though, or are they
Yeah,
just like lip
yeah,
syncing?
yeah, and they're good. Like again, embarrassing to say out loud, but I really like the music. It's just good. It's one of those things where it's like because like when my daughter wanted to watch it and I had never heard of it, my wife's like, "Oh, I'm going to watch this first, make sure it's not some weird demonic thing." And it's like, "Oh, you need to watch this. It was really good." And sure enough, I'm like, "Oh crap, it is pretty good."
Well, I mean, and everybody and their uncle, Hot Toys and
Yep.
Hasbro, and I mean
That's the
Hasbro and
also
Mattel
like
were.
my wife and I had like this long conversation about it because I pull her in for ordering stuff like that because I'm like, how deep do we want to go? And our think like because my fear with it was okay, there's no new media until at the earliest 2029. But it's such a cross genre thing because of the music. Like the one artist won a Grammy like a week ago for it. So I think it's going to be big enough that it has some serious staying power. It'll be interesting to see how the series goes on long term. But we'll see.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they sell well for you.
We'll see. I
Do
figure
we
worst
do we
case
know
scenario, I clearance them out at Christmas.
those haven't gone up for pre-order yet, right?
No, I don't know when they will. I think they have a spring date though, so I imagine it's soon.
Yeah. Well, there's like again going back to like the Entertainment Earth Drop Zone page. There's like a shit ton of Mattel pre-orders on there, so I don't know.
I do know some, quite a bit that I can't say, so it's going to be an interesting month. Let's just say that.
Good, good. All right, man. Well, maybe I'll see you at Zolocon on
Sure,
Sunday.
you will. I'm hard to miss.
And for anyone of you out there who are going, again, I'll be there. Big Nerdy will be there on Sunday. Hopefully, it'll be a good show. Like I said, it'll be my first time, so I'm interested, and just to check it out and see what it's like. Quinn says, let's see.
Yeah, Quinn, I'm
I have
right
a
there.
lot of Kayvon Dion Hunter figures on order already related this
I
year.
think your worst case scenario is we are going to be parents' like best friend come November, December. Like that I think is the worst case scenario here.
Yeah. All right. Well, like I say, thank you for joining in today. Hopefully, one last question. Have you opened the store up? I know you were
Yeah,
building out the front of the store for
yep,
people to
it
come
is
into the
open.
physical.
We have
Have you
had
been
like
getting anybody coming in?
just people who are curious because the sign went up on the pylon outside. So I've had a couple people walk in. I haven't made any official announcements. Most of what comes in though is looking for like Pokemon and Magic. So
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think once the Warhammer is advertised, I think that'll start bringing the people in.
And for those of you not knowing, Nerdzoic's physical store has a little section in the front where you can come in, basically look on an iPad and pick out things you want, and then they go in the back and bring it out instead of like mailing it to you. So if you're like in the area of what's your address?
We're in Lemoyne, so we're right by Harrisburg. We actually get we've had quite a number of people who are like traveling salesmen, ironically, swing through. Yeah, it's been pretty cool to see. I enjoy it. The only problem is I like to talk, so when people come in, I'm like, shit, where did my day go? It just happen.
Yeah. So if you're in that area, you should go check out. Is it open?
So
only
we
at
are
certain
open
times?
10 to 4 Monday through Wednesday and 10 to 7 Thursday and Friday. We
Okay.
are working on continuing to add hours. We actually just started the nights this week or last week. I don't even remember because we hired a person for evening. So anybody who's semi-local, consider it like this. Your toy hunting days are over. You can just place pickup orders. Come get them. Don't pay shipping. Win-win.
Nice. All right. Well, we'll probably talk again, but
Yeah,
like
sir.
I say, thanks for coming on today. And thank you, everybody who has listened to us just kind of ramble today. It's always appreciated. Stay safe out there. And again, if you're going to Zolocon and be there on Sunday, keep an eye out for either of us. Feel free to come up and say hi. And till next time, guys, I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching today's video. Now, if you're new to the channel, please think about hitting that subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. For all the latest action figure news, be sure to head over to ToyNewsEye.com, MarvelousNews.com, JediInsider.com, and TFormers.com. And remember, action figures are great,